those old jimbers. It's crashed out, isn't it? So, hello. Today I'd like to take a look at this, which is another of my manuals, the Morris Minor 1000 operation manual from the British Motor Corporation. Yeah, I've actually got two of these. One's, I mean, if you'll notice on here, one of them is AKD 680C as a reference, and this one is AKD 680D. So, I mean, they're both the same, except this one has 4th edition written on it, innit? So, there you go, 9D, that's the old pence. So pre-decimalisation. The Moggy Minor, they kind of kicked off in the 50s. I think Sir Alec Isigonis designed them. The earlier cars had a split screen with a bar down the middle, because they couldn't make a large piece of glass in those days. They just could only do 2 small pieces, so they had a bar. So they're the very early ones, but this one looks like it's from the 1960s. Lovely cars. Friends of mine had them because back in the day, in the 80s, they were quite easy to pick up, you know. Well, nobody really wanted them because they were of a day, of a style, as it were. And only the hard and core sort of mechanical enthusiasts would go for them because they were quite difficult to maintain. Grease nipples, had a grease gun, everything. You know, it wasn't like modern driving in a way. But I loved them to bits, and I thought they were awesome. The old headlamp dip switch is still on the floor. So you had a 4-speed synchromesh gearbox. And yeah, I just thought they were awesome. I really did. So there's bits and bobs and what have you. So flashing indicators. See, this sort of thing was quite new because on the older versions of the car, they didn't have indicators on the light cluster. Sorry, my fingers are dry. I can't turn the pages. On the older cars, they had a sort of thing that swung up out of the sidewall. In fact, that may well have it. I don't know. Does it have it? I can't see. It might well have it. That was the indicator. When you turned left or right, this arm used to come up. It used to rise up out of the ground, sort of thing, innit? Like some sort of undead, innit? And it had an orange light that would glow, and it would tell the people that you were turning left. And before that, of course, you just stuck your arm out the window, innit? And either left was like left out like that, right was, I think, something like that, or I'm like that, and then I'm stopping was that. It was that. So you know, sort of Benny Hill stuff, innit? Tapping the old bald head it is, but no, that's how they used to do it. Believe it or not. And I'm going straight forward was that. These were the hand signals, sorry, like that. Stop it! Stop talking rubbish. But no, those were hand signals that you had to learn in the highway code. So it says heater here, which is all good, baby. It's all good because heaters were rare, in actual fact, in early cars in the UK anyway. You know, that your heater was your good lady wife. You know, she was sat next to you, sort of thing. And the pair of you warmed up the environment, but I can see that here they've got a switch for the heater circulating fan, so that's all good. And there's the fan, that you can see that. But there's quite a lot to do in these cars, to be honest with you. Door locks, you have to maintain them all because they used to very quickly seize up and stop working. I remember on my mate's Moggy, Aid Bull was his name, a great friend of mine. I'm not in touch with them anymore, which is a real shame. But I hope you're watching this thing, Abe, but I doubt you are, mate. But we just lost contact, sadly. No, we didn't lose anything other than that. I mean, it wasn't that we fell out or anything. We just lost contact, which is a shame. Because a great friend of mine who loved all these old cars and used to, look at that, the old brake system. Hydraulic brakes. How many times were we under Abe's car? And he would press the pedal, you know, and I'd turn the valve to let the hydraulic fluid out until it was bleeding, and then when it bled, you tightened it quickly, and that got rid of all the air in the hydraulic fluid line, you know. Otherwise, you had to kind of pump the brakes to stop, which was a bit unknowing. I don't know. Yeah, they did a convertible version, that's correct. And yeah, they did. There's all sorts of, yeah, see, look, starting handle, you know. Keep the thumb on the same side of the handle as the palm of the hand for safety in case of misfire. Yeah, so if the engine misfired and you held the you know, the handle with your thumb underneath the handle sort of thing, it could blast back suddenly and just knock your thumb off, literally, or dislocate it. So you had to kind of hold the handle like that, you know, with your thumb above the handle, so the handle's below my thumb. So if it misfired, all that would happen is that the handle just goes away. Bye. You know, and you've got time to kind of get away from it. Run away! Run away now! But, so there's wheels and tyres. It's funny because I remember these old hubcaps. There was chrome hubcaps. They were lovely, and there was a hubcap remover. You know, you hooked under it to pull it off, and it used to make a sort of noise as it hit the ground, you know, and span across the floor. Wheels and tyres. Lovely old cars. Fuses. Yeah, it's a blown fuse. I'm familiar with that feeling. But, yeah, there you go. All the old electrical equipment. Splined drive for the windscreen wipers. Beautiful, beautiful. But, yeah, lovely. There's the old headlamps there. You could adjust these screws to, you know, get the pitch right, so that it would either be, you know, whenever I bought an old car, one headlight was up in the trees looking at the owls, you know, the other one was sort of down looking at the road sort of thing. It took a while to adjust them. You used to have to measure on the garage wall and then draw crosses, X's on the wall, where the lights should actually be pointed, and then screw the things and screws until they pointed in the correct direction sort of thing. And that's obviously the rear lamp cluster. So it's wonderful. There's the old speedo there, look. This thing used to kind of go between 0 and 20, you know. It wasn't sort of like an accurate thing like this as you progressed with speed. It's just sort of like that, you know. Oh, maybe somewhere between the two, mate. In here, we're up. Might be 50, might be 30. Can't tell you, but that was how it was. There's the wiring diagram. So as basic as it could possibly get, I guess. Really. These got the cable colour codings and things at the bottom there. Look. Yeah, awesome. Dead easy. It's done. Fingers of mine are dry. I'm getting so old now. I'm like a ruddy mummy, innit? I have to get bandaged up shortly because I'm drying out. I'm getting as dry as crisp paper, innit? As dry than freaking rice paper it is. So there's the old SU carburettor where you have to top it up with oil. You can see there's somebody topping it up with oil, lubricating the carburettor damper. You see. Quite a lot to do. Quite a lot to do, to be honest. But well worth it. There's the old rear axle. You had to look after that as well with a lot of greasing nipples. You see all these things are here. That's to drain the oil. But you'd have to fill it up every now and then to make sure. And there are all these like lubrication nipples on the suspension, swinging arms, trailing arms, or whatever, the tie rods. I think they call it steering tie rods. So it was a lot of monkeying about, but I just enjoyed every minute of it, to be honest with you. The propeller shaft, not that there was actually a propeller, but that's what they called this thing that went to the rear axle to drive the wheels. You see, the engine was at the front, so it's rear wheel drive. Yeah. And then you've got drainage for the oil for the engine. Yazel. Why can't I get my fingers to work? Oil filter. It's like a renewable one by the look of it. Well, a cleanable one. Oh no, it's a part. So sorry, lies. Oh, lies. Don't listen to the man behind the curtain. But there you go. There you are. So this is cracking on a bit, this video, but there's your front brake, drum brakes they were called, and how to adjust them. That's the slave cylinder, it's called there. And you had a master cylinder, which was the sort of main hydraulic thing. And there you go, spare tyre in the back. Loved it. I mean, God, how many cars have I picked up in my life for under 50 quid? And I mean, obviously back in the early 80s, 50 quid was more than it is now, you know, but still a darn good deal, you know, for a car. We used to drive them until they ran out of MOT and then just trash them. Then buy another, you know, that's how we did it. When they, because we knew it wouldn't pass the MOT, rotted. This is old, the elliptic spring suspension that they had in those days, which was pretty effective. I quite liked it. Door catch adjustment, yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, it's cracking on, isn't it? So best shove off now. Otherwise, I'll have people chatting coconuts at me, won't I? But thanks ever so much for watching. If you've got this far, I really appreciate it, as always. And yeah, there's your lubricant. Lot of lubricant in it. Oh, look, that's good. That's a nice fold out. There's your lubrication chart. So cool. So still can't find any dates. There aren't any. So I don't know what date it was, but I would guess 60s. This one. Anyway, I'll leave you on the handsome one. Thanks ever so much for watching. All the very best wishes as always. Cheers. I appreciate it.